Hello and welcome back to String Zero. We'll be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after Ravy was tasked with, I believe, spying on a meeting with his father and two other people. One of them turned out to be Ravi's ex, I believe, who also taught them how to do like the whole hacking thing. And he was found out. And then he decided to use story time in order to try to rewind time and then make it so that his ex wasn't able to detect him spying. But unfortunately, that made him vulnerable to whatever it is that's I'm not gonna use the word haunting, no, because it doesn't seem like that's what's going on. But what is hunting him, trying to get him to interact with it in order to, I guess, do something. It's basically like a big monster thing with like tentacles and stuff. And it previously surfaced at the beginning of the visual novel where he hears it like at an end of a corridor that he is imagining or bringing to life or whatever story time is. And then again, I think, or I might be misremembering it. But yeah, it surfaced and it basically has a hold of him. However, I forget the guy's name, the kind of jackalope looking guy. The one that I guess is supposed to be like monitoring him while he's doing all this. He is able to sort of still, I guess, communicate with Ravy. So, like, he's still there. He's just, I guess, not able to fully reach him yet. But whatever. Anyways, so we'll be continuing from there. What else? Does anything else interesting happen? I mean, he had the conversation with Alodamaric, the son of Taroth. I don't remember if I'm pronouncing that right. About not really trusting either of their fathers. And I mean, Ravy himself doesn't really trust his dad. He had a conversation with his father earlier too, where his father's like, well, I can't tell you everything, but you kind of have to like believe me. And I mean, I kind of feel like both of them have a reason to not trust Alatarov. So yeah. Anywho, so yeah, without further ado, let us continue String Zero. And we'll see if Ravy survives. Arc 1, Chapter 4. Coda. I don't feel it when the 1,000 needles pierce me. I feel nothing at all. At last, says a blind creature made of hunger and teeth. We were. A leviathan, ancient and cold. We are. A worm of tongues. We will be. Gossamer threads of story spin and surround us. Harsh, sibilant words. Spinning, spinning, I alone, silk-wrapped and drained of purpose. Ravayan. Held fast by his whispers, he weaves us together. Listen. No, I won't. I am. We. No, I am. We are. I am. Yes, we are. We are one. With the last of my voice, I scream. With grasping fingers. Now voiceless. I reach. For anything. A voice suddenly booms through it all, rumble and wind and bluster. It is thunder, cracking stone. It is a deep down growl of an enormous engine. The story silk of our chrysalis trembles and tears. Fucking story walkers. You're all the same. The sound of him is raw and savage and elemental. I'm still here, you shit. But you're not here. Not really. It's only we. I'm in your head, idiot. Hang on. We are the blind one. He snarls. Not yet, Ravy. Ravy. Open your eyes, Ravy. See me. An image of him on stage, reaching. To Ravy. To me. That's me. Me. Yes, you're still in there. But not for long. If he's taking your voice, use mine. His hand stretches out, forcing itself through story silk. Take it. But still so far away. We. Words like needles. The stage flickers. The memory of Crown bares his teeth. Use my voice. We. Spinning new threads, pulling us away. Crown's energy wanes. The vision of his hand dims and shakes. Ravy! Damn it, Ravy! Reach! I reach. With a pained breath, I reach, past the whispers and the threads, deeper than the needles and its hook, past the club and flickering stage, deeper than anger and sorrow, deeper than betrayals and revelations and tail spinners. To tethers deeper than this. To connection. To love. And pain. Yes, we us, be, listen, Ravayan. I take Crown's hand. And the sudden current of him fills me, an electric fever erupting from my mind in a coronal shockwave. I've never felt such thundering rage. It overwhelms us. We are the tempest. We are lightning, arcing and sizzling along the monster's silken and unwelcome threads, flashing and smoking. A thunderhead. We scream as a hurricane of melody, crashing out against the cacophony of whispers hissing to reclaim us. Not quite two, but not yet one. Our spirits spin and spin together. Images roil from the storm of us. A desk files countless photos, a smoking cigarette. The dim window light from some other city, both alien and familiar. A tired woman, a jackhorn, though her antlers are thinner and more elegant. Her face hardens, determined, stern, but sad. This is necessary, she says. I have to go, she says. I feel the look of horror and anger tear at my face, feelings of outrage and pain, love wash over me. I can't be the Crown anymore, she says. You promised, I say. My fist cracks the desk. I'm sorry, little kinglet, she says. But when too much water fills the river antlers course. Sometimes things must change. Our wildness tears us free of him as we become something new. Memories merge as we merge. Soon, all that's left to bind us is that first hook, the one that speared the name. Ravayan. Calm the storm, Ravayan. 1,000 whispers from 1,000 tongues, they soar around and past us, following that lifeline through our thunderous smoke, blindly following that soul connection. To consume us. We need you, Ravayan. Oh, the wishes that we can grant, Ravayan. Finally, our vision. I reach for her. Zesty, sister? You can't go. It's too dangerous. All the great city sells is pain. I know, she says. Why? I say louder. Why then? I'll come with you, if anything happened to you. No, she says. How I snarl. Why? Together we roar, wind buffeting back his searching tongues. Listen, 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 listen. But the hook and tether will not budge. Her eyes narrow, that impossible resolve. Because you aren't a story walker, she says. Your power is different, wild, just like you. I can figure out how to do it, I say. I'll find a way. Don't you ever, she says angrily. It's not a gift. The hunger whisper will consume you. Maybe Wild is right, I say. Wild and strong. I can handle him. It's not about strength, she says. Wildness is the problem. But this is about story, certainty, truth. And in all of your wildness, you don't know yours. But he will. Does he know our truth? Is that why we can't escape? Listen, 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 listen. What are we? He is endless desire, brother. He is the hole which can't be filled. Forever blind to his own truth, he sees only ours, yours, your story. And once he knows it, he'll consume it, all of it. Past and future. Until you are but one of his tongues, one of his whispers. That is why we named him the tormented hunter, the blind wisher, visionless story seer. Then we are the wish, the dream, and the stars. The thing that he can neither see nor hold. His vision. You called us the Vision Keeper. The storm of us settles. What remains is not a man, but a familiar wolf crowned with antlers. Parts of us flicker, still unclear, still unknown. Translucent direwolf horns, the wisp of a tail. But we are whole enough. We understand enough. Yes, Ravayan, listen, 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 listen. Then he surrounds us, yanking at the hook. At Ravayan. Pulling. But this time, we resist. As your keeper of vision, we can see you. But you can't see us. Not without this. We reach out to grab the hook. And the whispers fall silent. The pulling stops. Listen. The voices all at once gather and speak at something endless and monolithic, old and waking, discordant and chaotic, but singular and somehow familiar. Finally, the full beast of him manifests. You resist without understanding. The stories of Ravian and Vingye are now us. While a shadow of may have been pulled from us once. A shadow holds no truth. We hear the familiar again, a paternal echo. For we are Yingvingye, and it is the shadow's fate to ever be linked back to the truth which casts it. You may reshape yourself, but there is no denying the inevitable. You have become us. As soon, too, Ravayan will become us. And with him, the world. Everything shall be made again, as it was meant to be, no longer frozen. No longer stuck. A whisper with Dad's voice. Is that not the greater good? Is that not justice? So relent. You would consume us. You are already ours. So burn our threads if you prefer to struggle. Test your powers if you wish. But now that we have your story, we cannot be denied. The tale is spun. We do test our powers. We summon everything we have. Ravayan freed himself from Virgartwi. but we can feel the truth of his words even as we try to counter them. The hook holds Ravyan fast, even as a storm of rage. We cannot dislodge it. What is this creature? A tail spinner? You see? So save your effort, become us, and let us enact our vision together. It is written. Then there is only one other way. The way Crown knew that we would have to take. The same way he took before, the memory of which fills us with despair. Ravyan will be his. There is no denying that. But we need not be. Whatever we are now, whatever shadow we might become because of it. Whatever we are in this form, we are no longer Ravyan. The river must overflow, and we must change. A single breath, and the last walls between us dissolve. Crown, at last waterfalls, tread Haswar deep in the highland mist. Crossing the mountains, I'm carried by Uriel's strength to the port, to the white. Ravy behind the desk, reaching for Zervest. I don't listen. I join a caravan. Long days through mountains, old passages, ruiners, and powder ships, bribing gangs for entrance through the lost tunnels. I follow Dad to Senlios, to New Leos. I follow my sister to Senlios, to New Leos. Where are you, father, sister? Where have you gone? I run, I sniff, I search, I hunt, I hide, I kill. I. Lambent shrouds of mixed memory and confused futures erupt from me like glass. Flames flash along the hooked tether, casting near infinite reflections. With the tether hooked to them all, flickers of blended lives, commingled childhoods, feelings fused, rage and loneliness, glimpses of love, Dad. Uriel, Kavir, Derek. I can't help to evade Vergartwia's tether, so it holds. But to what? To whom? Useless. The countless tips of needle tongues thrust and pierce and slash, but are lost in a coruscation of possibility. Blind again, his tongues begin to rage. How whispers become a roar defies my senses, surrounding me with countless voices, lives and fractals, the kaleidoscope of time. Where are you? Where are you? Where? Who? What? When? No story, no truth. My form glitches as a story of whatever I am becomes even more transient, the truth of me yet undiscovered. Because I am not Ravayan. We cannot be denied. I am not Crown, nor... Then what of me is left? Who am I? We are Ravayan. Genius. What do I want? We will have our wish. Ambition. With this power, what will I create? We will create the world. Vision. What will be my future? We will do all of these things together. Promise. Oh, Cal. How I wish that you were wrong. I flail and gasp. Muddied light, cold leather beneath numbed hands. Who? Where? My head feels full to bursting. I clutch at an empty ache in my chest. Well, look who's awake. I try to focus past this bleariness. Of what? Not to the fog of sleep, the cotton stuffiness of dreams. No, this is the thickness of memory. Him, not me. All of him. Breathe, kid. You're just Ravy again. Well, mostly. for whatever that's worth. Now pull yourself back. Don't go rooting around in what's not yours. Ravy, right, the present. I take a breath and my vision clears. We're in one of the other secure meeting rooms. Crown sits opposite of me, right leg crossed over left, face half obscured by the smoke that he's holding from a G-cig. It smells acrid and botanical. Cal, you got that thing on max? I rub my stinging eyes and pounding temples. The memories of him settle. The emptiness does not. Yep. He blows in my face. That bother you? I cough. Good. What the fuck, man? He waves some of the smoke away. Great question, now that you're lucid. Because I've been dying to express just how much I love surprise cosmic intimacy. It's truly made my day. Ever merged story, mind, and soul with the perfect stranger before? Felt the boundaries of your psyche and personality crumble into ego death? He takes another long drag. Well, it's just peachy. So thanks for that. I relax my neck and cover my face. Darkness is simpler, more forgiving. My head pounds, and a dull ache returns to my bruised hand. You like that afterglow, Glad to see that it was good for you too. I uncover one of my eyes. What's your problem? You're seriously asking me that? He leans forward a little. After that stunt that you just pulled? I'm not even sure what happened. It's only a half lie. Well, maybe a quarter. It then occurs to me that I really don't know at all. The ache stirs. Oh boy. Of course you don't. Well, let me jog your memory. He gestures dramatically, sig light trailing through the air. Enter stage left. Idiot kid who's somehow the most powerful story walker that I've ever seen. Great combination. Naturally, idiot kid decides that he wants to play with the tapestry of reality. That's you, by the way. You're the idiot kid. Got it. Great, because without understanding anything about how story space works or what bad things go bump in the story night, idiot kid screams into the dark. And so enter stage right, the aforementioned bump. The nastiest of nasties. He jazzes his hands in the most condescending way possible. Surprise. I groan. That's how it works. I have to verbalize what I want. Maybe if you have zero imagination. Story space is a realm of intuitive visualization, not running around announcing yourself and self-narrating like a jackass. That's just how I was taught. Besides, it's never been a problem before. I'd bet that you've never tried to do anything this expansive before either. And don't insult me by lying about it. I don't know what you were planning, and frankly, I don't care, but I felt the will that you were summoning. The intention. You were about to do something big, real big, changing people big. All things proper instruction would have drilled out of your head years ago. Did you bother to think of the spillover effects, the ethics of free will? He then sighs and scratches irritably between his antlers. Who did you learn from anyways? Aaron? Uriel? Threats strangle me. I don't have the time to teach you, but I can't just let you waltz around now, either. He jabs a finger at me. You had to go and make your ignorance everyone else's fucking problem, didn't you? Do you even realize what just happened? He cuts me off. Rhetorical. I promise you don't. Not only did the whole of you almost get consumed, you almost gave old Blindy exactly what he needs to do whatever it is that dark and unknowable things spend lifetimes planning. If it weren't for that last bit, I might have even let him eat you. He puffs furiously. His face is worn, waning moon behind thin clouds. Diminished. Okay, now we get the pronunciation. Vergatwe? Vergatwe? Cool, you remember. But the memory feels padded, like gauze over a wound. Maybe that's the guilt. I just wanted something better. Well, same. Welcome to life. The man makes a production of leaning back to roll not just his eyes, but his whole damn head. Listen, I don't know what you heard that set this whole thing off, but to be blunt, are you ever not? Lucky for you, smartass, no. Because I can guarantee whatever you heard back with Neve and them is only a small part of something much, much greater. So maybe stick around a minute, find out the rest before leaping for the void. I can't tell if that's support or condescension. Maybe it's both. He's disquieting to look at, all that blame in his eyes, so I return to the darkness. For a while we say nothing. The club's music is a whisper here, but still loud in the silence. Only the occasional smoky exhale is louder, the heartbeat in my ears. Then I feel it again, that pang of something hollow. What is this emptiness? What happened? Really? I peek beneath my arm. Crown isn't looking at me. The free fingers of his lowered hand play with the coordinates shards that he had worn during the performance. No longer pink, they're dark now. Polycarbon things with integrated jazz circuitry. He snaps them open and close. Open and close. You mentioned Waj and Sawaj before. His eyes lift, Sijik juggled between the fingers of his other hand. What do you know about radiance? I close my eyes, thinking back to that earlier dream of Ryan and swallows. I haven't heard it called radiance in years. Everyone here calls it jazz. My eyes open towards the ceiling, all shadows and soundproofed edging. The Waj are radiance animated into something semi-aware. You know, spirits. And so Waj? Waj with purpose, tied to something. Close enough, tied to some truth. Vergatwe is Sawaj, probably one of the first. So old in fact that I've lost count of all the names that he's collected. Couldn't tell you what his truth is exactly, beyond whining about visions and wishes. Too ancient to know. My sister was always better at getting a read on that sort of thing. I've never heard of Sawaj that aggressive. Alien and mysterious, sure. But to be honest, I've never thought that they were real, just stories. Stories are real. You more than anyone should realize that. Few know about his like. He's the sort of thing Azathran monks like to keep buried. No need to scare the hoi polloi when he's invisible to most people. He fixes his eyes on something distant as a cloud of smoke spills from his lips. But you and I aren't most people. So just know that he exists, and that now you have to deal with him. What do you mean? Didn't we escape? The man smiles mirthlessly, his eyes flick back to me. Yes. And no. I thought you were blunt. Plenty blunt, at the right time, and in the right place. But this is beyond time, beyond place. Vergatwe defies both. He puffs again, brows furrowed. Now I get a question. He points. Why you? Sure, your power would have called to him. But to react that fast, he must have been waiting, tailing, circling you like some vulturous Gui-san. I think he's been hunting me for a while. Something called the Swallow, another Sawaj, I'm pretty sure, reached out with a warning about him. I didn't really understand what it meant. Oh, fantastic. So you're the sort that ignores divine visitations. I thought that it was a dream. How do you know so much about this anyways? I remember him saying something about you escaping before and your sister. He points the cig at me. My sister is off limits. But earlier a mistake. He stands. I'm serious. I will fuck you up. Now get your ass off the couch. We have places to be. Not until you actually tell me what the fuck just happened. Really. You are not safe in story time. No shit. Never have Dad or Uriel ever suggested anything like this was possible. We just merged. I almost died, I guess. And I feel this... Wait, what do you mean, we? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to introduce you to the rest of the gang. No, that's not obvious at all. After all that? Especially after all that. I'm not about to let a baby storywalker wander around after that kind of blunder, but I'm not going to put my life on hold for you either. You handled the tech shit before competently enough. So I'll put those skills to use while I figure out what to do with you. Until then, you're getting chaperoned. And a finger punctuates each word. No more story walking. I really don't feel like arguing. Fine. Teach me, master. He shoots me the nastiest look that I've seen in a while. Up. We have some distance to cover. I'll explain just how fucked you are along the way. We exit into an empty hallway. The panel of the wall seems to have been put back in place. You pulled me out of the hallway? One final puff and then he clicks off the J-Sig, slipping it into a vest pocket. His other hand continues to play with the shades. Keep the details about you-know-what vague when we're not in a secure place. But yeah, I did. My feel-good started warping into freaky hallucinations. One of the first signs shit was out of line. After we handled the problem, I rushed up here to check on you. He taps his head. I knew where you were. What, really? Hallucinations? What, really? Are you fucking serious? Of course the local jazz was affected. That's what spillover effects means. I pale a little. Was anyone hurt? Cute that you're worried about it now. He shrugs. But I don't know. Probably not seriously. Physically anyways. Security had to get involved to calm down the worst affected. Holding lasted only a few minutes. I was in story time for only a few minutes? Shh! He hisses it, pointing upwards. Didn't I just say vague? He exhales sharply. I was able to, you know, reach you before it was true bedlam. I rub my eyes. I don't want to think about it. So Spinner let you in without a code. She's not supposed to do that. That's what you're worried about? Well, don't be. She sassed me plenty. But mercifully for you, she saw the logic in not leaving your suspicious ass passed out in a hallway after shit went sideways. Especially when you were just being naughty. Smart girl. Smarter than you. Is that true, Spinner? Correct. I am objectively smarter than you, Ravy. Wow. Crown nods approvingly. Thankfully, your vitals appear to have stabilized. I could not monitor them while your readings were dampened in the security room, but that seems preferable to the indignity of you getting caught. Your assistance in this has been appreciated, Mr. Crown. As is your discretion, I hope. Of course. My obfuscation protocols were, after all, designed by Ravy to shield his and Mr. Aaron's more sensitive activities. And where's Dad? He returned to the club floor shortly after Mr. Crown absconded with you from the hallway. And his, visitors? I did not detect any others. Really? What did you expect? The raw audacity of parading anti-corpo Cybersea Collective operatives through a club full of corpos? I just thought that I knew all the secret passages. I have the blueprints. There shouldn't be any over here. Shocker, your dad keeps secrets. I frown. I guess so. There are just some things that you aren't prepared for, he had said. The weight of it all comes rushing back. The politics, the deceptions, the mythical unknowns. and about how right he was. I can't even bring myself to be mad about it. I just feel... Is that all, Ravy? Yeah. Aaron may not have seen you, but best cook up a decent alibi in case someone doesn't entirely buy the surprise finale explanation that I had Derek feed everyone. Tarolf did tell me to make the finale offensively bombastic, so he should be happy at least. But... The Jackstag shrugs. Prep something just in case. You've inherited enough bullshit to spin a good lie, I'm sure. Yeah. I stare at the door from earlier, the one Dad would have left. I had held sand, every grain. I had been the furnace. And then revealed myself just as he predicted. Had he known? Crown lifts an eyebrow, gesturing towards the exit. I know you have questions, and I'll answer what I can later. You can sulk then. For now, we need to move. Derek should still be keeping the door clear. He thinks that I ran up here to fix some jazz effects gone wrong related to the finale, which has the benefit of being true. My still pale cheeks flush. But he won't stay out there forever. I feel a sudden ripple from Crown's echo in my consciousness. The shadow of a memory, all kinked up and knotted. Derek, huh? The more I reach, the more intense it becomes. Hatred and remorse and affection and... I look at the shades in Crown's hand, half open, frames gently stroked. What's he to you? His head snaps up. None of your business. I felt. He spins on his foot and jams 2 fingers into my chest. Let me make something intimately clear, kid. What we experienced together, you're gonna feel echoes of it for a long time. But I did what I had to do to save your life, not because I wanted to be Carrie Sherry. So whatever memories of mine you saw, forget them. Whatever you might feel about them going forward, ignore it. Those things are mine. Got it? Yeah, and what about my memories? Like I want to recall you knocking nasties with Kavir. You saw what? He smirks. Shitty feeling, isn't it? He pulls away, turning so the shades are hidden by his form. Neither of us earned those memories. Best we forget them. I eye him warily, but I'm not about to argue with his sudden grace. Sure. He nods and moves to open the door back out into the club proper. I wince at the sudden thumping volume, the prismatic brightness. Derek is standing off to the side, waving away what I can only assume are determined fans. He's still dressed as he is, at attention and ever ready. Crown has some pressing business to attend to. Please move along. A pair of women groan at him morosely, a white Darwolf and a fair-skinned Leosian Kel. That freaky finale was incredible. It might have spooked some people, but we're huge fans now. We've got to have his digigraph. And maybe yours too, Mr. War Hero. I knew that I recognized you. It's fine. Derek glances over his shoulder, relieved, and then nods. I'm always happy to speak to my fans. Crown's scowl transforms into a glittering stage-ready smile. Amid gasps of thanks, he steps off to the side. Derek's eyes then flicker to me. Ravy? He sounds surprised. I upnod. Crown rushed up here in quite a hurry. You have something to do with that surprise finale? Inherited enough bullshit, he said. Just this morning I wondered if Dad lies because it's easier. Sort of. Had some tech stuff that he wanted me to look at. It's not. Private business, trade secrets, or whatever. Because if it's a good enough lie, it stops being a lie at all. I see. You remember what I said about him? I do. Apparently satisfied, he turns away, but I catch it in the movement of his ears, the sudden downcast in his eyes, a tell that I have no business knowing. A sudden, soulful weariness, the heaviness of deep regret. And then it's gone. I resist the compulsion to touch him, to comfort him, like that long night after. No, I look away and pinch myself. This is some phantom memory of Crown's. I don't even know how much I trust Derek yet, much less whatever that just was. I force myself back into a state of wariness. Remember, Ravy, this day has taught you to be cautious of everything. You're surrounded by lies and dire purpose, politics and fate. But the feeling remains. I know that I can trust him. I know it. The silence between us becomes intensely uncomfortable. I feel an inescapable warmth and connection for this man that I barely know anything about. I know him. I know him too much. Hell damn you and your memories, Crown. My temples throb. Thanks, sorry about earlier. Things got a little crazy. Crown returns, resting a hand on Derek's shoulder. I told them that they could bother the war hero later. Also, you can have these back. He holds out the shades. They're neatly folded now. Derek's eyes flick between the man and his hand. He reaches out but stops mid-movement, fingers hovering above the dark polycarbon. I don't suppose... You really shouldn't. The wolf's rigid demeanor momentarily softens. His hand passes over the shades to instead grasp Crown's wrist. Ingvinej. Don't. A twist of motion and the shades are shoved into Derek's hand. A step back. Distance between them now. While Derek's outreached hand remains. You going out? I'm taking Ravy to meet some people. Your private business? His eyes flick to me. That requires a jazz technician? Then back. You really need to learn when to fucking stop, Derek. It's private for a reason. Let it alone. The wolf's hand drops. Rigidness returns. Does my father know that I'm going out? I don't care if he does. I've already done what he asked. He's organized several meet and greets, some important. Not to mention your surprise finale. You'll want to talk about it. Crown takes 2 steps away, turning to show his back. More distance. Even more reason to leave. You don't want to test his patience, Crown fires off a heated look. And Derek winces as if burned. Ask mine. They both look at me. What? I'm serious. Meet and greets are Dad's bread and butter. Especially if it earns him a favor or two. I fold my arms and nod towards the stage. He lives to perform for that shit. Derek frowns. Crown snorts. He's not wrong. Aaron will charm them all just fine. Make him useful for once. Derek's frown deepens. If it's that big of a deal, tell Tarov to reschedule and I'll suck his dick if he's mad or something. We're leaving regardless. Come on, Ravy. On one condition. Crown pauses. The look on Derek's face becomes measured, but the forced absence of expression tells the Crown in me all that I need to know. I'm worried for you. What? Derek nods to me. Take care of him. Crown stiffens. Then his shoulders relax. He looks away. Yeah. We don't run into anyone else that I know on our way through the club. The crowd's thinned a bit, probably because of whatever happened. Those hallucinations, I swallow a bit at the thought. Those hallucinations. I swallow a bit at the thought. We pass the spot Tarov pointed at, all those self-important people. It's nice to not be accosted again, even if it already seems like a lifetime ago. Live your life, Ravy, he said. I wonder how much he expected me to fuck up. I wonder how much he expects that of his son, too. Hey, what was this about Derek being a war hero? Ancient history. Battle of Sadi, 10 years ago. You want to know more? Loom it. Or just ask him yourself. Now hurry up, kid. Yeah. People stop Crown periodically. Most of them are big smiles and he handles them with performative kindness. I'm amazed that they don't see through it. But a few aren't as impressed. His words for them are much less kind. We eventually make it to the bar. Yuri doesn't seem to be at her usual station, but Juice is still there. Crown keeps walking, so I don't bother to wave. Jiv nods at us as we walk out of the club proper and up to the weapon check. The line's gone now, with most everyone inside her having already left. It's quiet. I see you found your man. Though I can't tell which of your storm clouds look worse. I do recall hearing that there was some excitement. I bet you do. You know this kid? He jerks his head at me. I do what I can to keep him out of trouble. Not doing so hot, then. That bad, huh? Can I just get my shit? Jiv doesn't move. His eyes settle on me. You two on your way out? Yeah. Mind if I ask where to? Mother's Rain. So that's where we're headed. Jiv glances to Crown and then back to me. Runner work? Something like that. That wise? Definitely not. Jiv. Ravy. My stuff. What do you know about the rain, Ravy? It's wet. Ravy. He taps his watch. I sigh loudly. What do you want from me, Jiv? Just some assurance that I'm not watching you walk away to not walk back. Didn't we just have this conversation? Just tell me. It's just for a meeting. I don't know you. A stern look from the bull shuts Crown right up. I'm so used to him being friendly with me that it's easy to forget that Jiv's a seasoned killer. He turns back. I swear his eyes seem to glow more than usual. Your answer. I shift my weight and look away. I know the deal, Jiv. Mother's Rain cleans all stains. Right? New beginnings, come start over, be a merc, make your name or a fortune or whatever. That's what I'm trying to do, isn't it? That's the whole point. And where does the rain and new Leos come from, Ravy? I tilt my head. What does that have to do with anything? It's all recycled water pumped from the reservoir. For such a quick kid, you're slow on the uptake. You're missing the metaphor. Then enlighten me. New Leos is a dirty city. The rain system washes clean all the streets of their grime. Blood, filth, even bodies. Water pulled from snow topside and stored in the lake is still tainted by the past too. The sacrifices of laborers and ruiners. No purification system can clean the city spirit of it all. The stain of it all. And so that nastiness just rains right back down, again and again. A cycle. Recycled. So it's not just rain, Ravy. It's tears. You turned out alright. Because I know how to answer the question. I know that every time that I pull the trigger, somewhere there's gonna be a mother, or a lover, or a brother gonna cry about it. I know what I do. I know what I am. So I'll ask you again. What do you know about the rain? I consider for a long time, then take a slow, deep breath. I understand pain, Jiv. I resist the urge to look at Crown. So this isn't about the score, or thrill, or glory. I just need to do this, okay? I want freedom. This is that. Those sanguine eyes scan me, looking for something. But I feel that ache return, the absence. So I'm not sure it's there to find. He turns to collect our things. If the pup dies, make sure that I'm sent his gun. Crown laughs, swift and sharp. Like a bullet. Some minutes later, I have my gear and we leave Jiv at the desk, turning down the hallway towards the elevator station. You know, I never really had the chance to talk to him when I came in. Celebrities tend to be insufferable. I would know. But the Jiv blaster? Phew. Absolute legend. I like him. Just shut up. So that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So we got to see something very interesting, which is, well, the whole scene with the blind one is very interesting because it revealed some interesting things. First off, that crown is very similar to Ravy in that they are able to sort of, well, they're able to do the whole little storytelling thing, which, I mean, I guess more or less allows you to change reality in a way, depending on how far into it you lean into. At least that's how I understand it right now. We also got to see that this monster wants Ravy or people like him in order to, I guess, add to its collection, and that it did something interesting to him, which we'll go into more detail in the next video, I believe. But suffice it to say, it took something from Ravy, something that kind of ties it to him. But I don't know how much more I can tell you about that. But you'll see that literally in the next part. And it's explained in there, more or less. We can see how Ravy now has a bit of a glimpse into Crown, but also Crown ended up getting a little bit of a glimpse into Ravy too, which may or may not bode well for Ravy in the way that Crown sees him, because now he has his memories, or at least a good chunk of what makes Ravy inside of him, and Ravy now has a good chunk of what makes Crown inside of him. And I guess both of them now have to wrestle with that until it eventually just fades away. Their brain is able to process that out. Because that's more or less what Crown had to do in order to save Ravy, which is essentially make the distinction between Ravy and Crown be blurred, so that the monster, the blind one, could not be able to figure out which or what it is that he's trying to latch onto in order to take Ravy. Or I should say, Ravayan. Anyways, we also we're getting some hints about what Crown and Damaric are, or were. We also got a bit of a glimpse into what they're going to talk about. Well, what Ravy and Crown are going to talk about later, which is like the whole name thing. Again, referring to something that you get to see later. But also, again, back to Damaric. That they had a bit of a thing in the past. They were very close. Probably the way that Kavir and Ravy are close. But something happened in their past which caused them to no longer be that way. And the reason why Crown just kind of cuts him off with the name is, again, going to be discussed later. But yeah. What else? Depending on where I cut this, because I'm doing this after the fact, I believe I cut it after they have the conversation with the bull guy. Where everyone is basically concerned, and rightly so, about Ravy doing either the right thing or the wrong thing. Maybe the wrong thing for the right reasons, or maybe the right thing for the wrong reasons. And considering the fact that he almost got, I guess, metaphorically eaten by this monster, it seems like everyone kind of has a reason to be a little hesitant to allow Ravy to just go out and, join Kavir's band and whatever. I mean, he did almost get eaten. Oh, something that I would like to point out, but I'll probably just touch on it right here, and then in the next video I'll explain it further, is the fact that the monster for one moment spoke with his father's voice. And that's all I'm going to mention right now, because again, it's going to pop up later. but that's just something interesting to point out. What else? Actually, I guess that's it. I mean, Crown's concerns are valid. Everyone's concerns are valid as to how Ravy is, and yeah. Anyway, so yeah. What are your thoughts so far? Write down in the comments, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play String Zero yourself, you can do so by going down to the link in the description, which will have a direct link for the itch.io page where you can download and play the game yourself. They do have a Patreon in case you want to support them, and I think that little icon next to the Patreon thing is a subscribe star logo. I don't know what that is. If they have that, I'll link that down, I guess, too. What is that logo? I don't remember. But yeah, so also in case you want to support the channel, you could become a channel member. Gets you earlier access to these videos as they're being scheduled. This took a while to edit. I was doing other stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. Whether or not it was channel related, I don't know. I was just, you know, those times where you're like, I just want to do something, and you don't do it. You kind of have to force yourself to do it. But yeah, but I did it anyways. So here it is. Anyways, also other forms of support, Ko-fi in case you feel so inclined, and Throne in case you feel so inclined and have expendable income, which I know we all don't really at the moment, but like, yeah, just in case. Anyway, so yeah, I guess that's it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.